Assalamualaikum and a very good day everyone. My name is Alya Binti Yayah, number metric 147276, and today I'll be presenting my morphology presentation, which is the topic of compare and contrast between the similarities and differences between the morphological process of compounding and also blending in English language. So, before we move on to the main points of today's topic, which is the similarities and differences of the compounding and blending process, we first need to know what is actually the compounding and blending process in morphology. So, according to Scalis and Forza, compounding is a process where it is place together two or more free-form words and create new lexical meaning or create new words. And there are three types of compounding process, which is the hyphenated, open and close. So as you can see here, an example, mother-in-law, as you can see, it has hyphen symbol in between the three free-form words and create new lexical meaning, mother-in-law. Same goes with open compounding process. Open compounding process, to recognize it, we will usually have a space in between, and it does not have any hyphen symbol, and it is not close together. Meanwhile, for close compounding process, it will usually be close to one another. Two words will usually be close to one another, and it created new meaning. Meanwhile, blending process is, according to Belayeva, is a process that merge either two or more words into one word, and the blended constituent are either clip or partially overlap. So for example here, for blending process, it's motel, which is a combination of motor and hotel, jeggings, a combination of jeans and leggings, and finally clash, a combination of clap and clash. Next, we will move on to the first main points of today's topic, which is the similarities between the compounding and blending process in morphology. So the first similarities is that both involve with the process of combining and forming two or more free-form words and create new lexical meaning, which brought us to the second similarities is that both process will always end up with creating new lexical meaning. That is the purpose of these two processes. So for instance, in compounding process, there are closed type of compounding process, right? So for instance, we have airports and football. So take an example with airport, for instance. So air is a free form words for the atmosphere, and port is a free form words for a place where a transportation will usually end up with, or place for them to stay. So if we were to combine air and port, it becomes airport and create new meaning, which is the meaning of a place where plane landing. Same goes with football. It is a combination of foot and ball. So it is two of these are free form words. We did combine in a closed form of compounding process. It create new meaning for sport. Same goes with blending, because it is also involved with merging two free-form words. And for example, staycation and frenemy. So staycation is a combination of stay and vacation, and frenemy, a combination of friends and enemy, which denotes a new lexical meaning for both of these words. The next point is the differences between the compounding and blending process in morphology. So the first difference is the word structure. So for instance, in compounding, it will usually have three types, right? Like the hyphenated, the open, the close. So the word structure are like that. They usually have either have hyphenated in between, like mother-in-law, and it will usually be close, which means that it does not have space in between. Usually be close together, like volleyball. And finally, the word structure can also be separated, like little sister, middle school, high school, and so on. Meanwhile, blending process, it will usually be in a single form. It rarely have a separated form like the open form in compounding, and it does not usually have hyphenated except for certain words, for instance, like excellent, which is punt, but it hyphenated in between. Same goes with docudrama, and it has space in between. But overall, the blending process will usually does not have any space or hyphenated in between, but the word structure will always usually stay in a single form. The final differences is the meaning, the word meaning or lexical meaning. So in compounding process, the meaning of the word will usually have more greater detail. And although the definite definition of word are much more vague and had more wider meaning, for instance, like a little sister. Is it little sister means by a biological sister or little sister in a relatively context, or a little sister as in someone younger than. So the meaning can be very vague and very wide, and it is up to the context of the sentences. Finally, the blending process, the differences in blending process and the word meaning is that the meaning are pretty much obvious and predictable based on the component given. For instance, staycation, it is a combination of stay and vacation, and it is a type of holiday or ritual that you do, but you are only vacationing in the nearest place. Same goes with jeggings, it is a type of jeans and leggings. And finally, the words combination of usually the components that was used have terminology. As you know, jeggings is already in the dictionary. It is part of the diction in English. So that is the differences between the word structure and the meaning in the compounding and blending process of morphology. So to conclude everything, although blending and compounding process are both morphological process, it also have similarities, it have differences, so that we can see before in meaning, in word structure, maybe their aim is also similar and so on. But all in all, the process of learning languages, especially in English language, morphological processes is one of the most important aspects for us to learn in learning English, in learning linguistics, and so on, as it is the contributing factors that help to set the grammatical aspect of rules, part of speech, and other convention. All in all, that is all from me. Thank you very much. Have a good day.